Hey everybody, and welcome back to my blog. This is Damien. We are on day 20 of my first phase of 55 days of reinventing myself from being unemployed, overweight, and broke to getting in a place of having good revenue, good cash streams, and being in shape, and hopefully, having some kind of financial stability when we get to the target date, which is December 22nd, 2013. If you've been following my video blog on YouTube, on my YouTube channel of Success Tips, I've been sharing tips with you that I've went through and things that I've been learning through this process of trying to find a job, of trying to redefine myself, my career, just taking all these steps to get out of this hole that I found myself in on December 20th of this past year. And I hope these tips have been useful. Today what I want to talk about is I want to talk about being who you truly are, being yourself. We find in a lot of situations, I think, in work environments that we go in and we talk to our coworkers and everybody's got a very pleasant personality and they let out just enough personality for you to feel comfortable around them so that you don't think they're like the creepy cooler or creepy office, snack room guy. But, you're kind of like, okay, these people are right. They got a good personality, but that's all you get to know. You don't really know a lot about them. We let out just enough information so that people don't think we're bizarre, but we don't give out everything about ourselves. We don't feel comfortable enough in most work environments to be completely natural in who we are. Now, that's changing, as you know. There's a lot of cultures nowadays in work, from Google, Yahoo, different companies like that in the tech world that have to let people be who they are because it's appealing to a younger generation of millennials and techies that that they won't work anywhere else if they've got to put a suit on and act like somebody they're not. And I'm not saying wearing a suit makes you act like who you're not. Please don't take it that way, because I wore a suit for many years and I was who I was. But you find yourself in situations like that, and then all of a sudden you meet these people outside of work at either a work function, a pool, get together, something where you had an opportunity to see them out of the office, and all of a sudden this person that you've worked with for 6-7 years is somebody entirely different than you even knew, and you actually like the person you got to know better than you did the person that you worked with because they showed the true colors. And that's what I'm talking about when I say be yourself, is learn as you're going into your new occupation, your new career, to go in being yourself. Don't feel like you have to sugarcoat who you are or pretend that you're something you're not, because you'll find in the end you're going to be a lot more unhappy than if you accept who you are and find ways to express it through your work. Now, when I went through, I shared with you that I've been interviewing, and I went through, a couple interviews, but I went through my first interview after being unemployed for almost 7 months, and I went in and one of the first things they asked, and by the way, it was a great interview. They not for me, but I mean, it was for me, but for them, they asked great questions. And having been on the other side of the fence of hiring people and doing interviews, conducting interviews, I was really impressed. They did a group interview. There was 4 of us. There was 3 people from their office, from their corporate office. And one of the first questions they asked us, asked us, what do you do? What do you read for fun, or what do you watch for fun? So they wanted to get to know a little bit about our personality. And it went around the room, and the other people tended to respond. And, I read The Economist, I read, whatever periodical pertained to that industry. They read, U.S. Business Week. They read all these really, I read a lot of that too, but they kind of dreary, more business function type magazines and websites. And then their TV shows were very, run-of-the-mill TV. And everybody kind of went around, and I was like, okay. And it got to me, and they said, well, what do you read or what do you watch for fun? And I said, well, I'll read Details magazine, I read GQ, I read, all these other magazines and online forums just for fun, just to see what's going on, keep on top of pop culture, be well-rounded. And I had shared with them that my wife and I love to watch Dexter. We watched Dexter, we watched Homeland. We really like these mystery thriller, suspense, series. And I didn't care that I shared it, and a lot of people might have thought, well, I'm going in an interview, I can't share that one of my favorite TV shows is about a rampant serial killer, or they're going to think I'm some kind of psycho. And, I thought about it, I'm like, if that's true, then there's like 8 million psychos running around this country that like Dexter, because there's a lot of people that watch it. And a lot of them are very normal people like you and I. There's no dark, sinister thing. But, when they ask me the question, I say, I want to be who I am. I want to be real and share with them who I really am, what I'm really into. And, you don't have to tell people everything, but be who you are. And that's, I guess, what I'm talking about. And that at least got me through, I think, to the next interview round. I didn't get the job ultimately, but it got me through the next interview round being myself, because I stood out. I was somebody different than 3 stuffed suits in a room talking about all kinds of business articles and business shows and things like that. So be who you are. One of the books I want to recommend today It's a little bit older, but it's by Jackie Friedman, Kevin and Jackie Friedman, and it's called Nuts, again by Kevin and Jackie Friedman, and it's about Southwest Airlines and about the I guess the adventure that they took to create the unique and interesting company that they are. And if you've ever flown, which I'm sure a lot of you have for jobs, occupations, recreational, whatever, vacations, but if you've ever flown, you know what it's like from airline to airline. You know what the culture's like, you know what it feels like, you know everything. And one of the funnest or most fun airlines that I've ever flown on was Southwest. I find that they're very creative. They have a great unique sense. It's a good feel, and some flights are better than others, but if you get one of the good flights, one of the flights with the attendants that have a personality, it can be hilarious. I mean, it's a blast. We've had them with, when they make their announcements, their pre-flight announcements that are just absolutely hilarious and entertaining. And this book talks about that, how when they were doing this, when they were setting up Southwest, how they really encouraged a culture of uniqueness. And I want to share with you one paragraph real quick here before I go too long, but that I thought was really plays into what I'm talking about today with being yourself. And the paragraph says, Southwest is a company that rewards, recognizes, and applauds originality and individuality. It doesn't require a particular type of person, a type of personality, as much as it encourages a freedom from inhibition and an opportunity to be liberated through the job experience. Southwest gives employees the freedom to let their personality shine through. If you happen to be a great singer or a great stand-up comic, or even if you are a quieter type of person, you're encouraged to perform your job through the free expression of your personal talents and gifts. Southwest wants people to be real. It doesn't want pretentious people trying to be somebodies they aren't. The company believes that employees trying to be other people than themselves will feel too much stress in their lives, and that stress will spill over to the customers they serve and the employees they work with. Stress is a serious threat to the kind of culture Southwest has worked so hard to preserve. And I mean, I think that's just phenomenal. Imagine if you went into an interview and the company that you were interviewing with said that, we want to give you the freedom to let your personality shine through, that we really want your inhibitions to be liberated through your job experience with our company. I mean, how cool is that? So again, day 20, encourage you, be real. When you go into the interviews, be real, be who you are. You don't have to tell people everything about your personality, every little crazy thought you have, but you can definitely share with them a little bit more of your personality than most people do when they get into work and into interview experiences like that. So be who you are, have a great day, and we will catch up tomorrow, day 21. We'll do the week 3 wrap up. So catch me then. See ya.